Ben Jobe was much more than just a coach on the game of basketball. Born on March 1st, 1933, in a small town in Nashville, Tennessee, Ben was the last of 15 children to sharecroppers Arthur and Mary Jobe. Ben first picked up a basketball at just the young age of 7, eventually leading him to Pearl High School in Nashville, Tennessee, which is now called Martin Luther King Jr. Magnet High School. He earned plenty of accolades while at Pearl, one of them being an All-State player and also in 1951 being named to the All-National High School team. Throughout his high school career, Jobe wasn't very focused as to what he was going to do at the next level. Many of this is due to the fact that he was always in the cotton field when he wasn't on the basketball court. One day in Nashville, Ben was approached by Fisk University head basketball coach H.B. Thompson. Coach asked Jobe, "What are you planning on doing next year?" Jobe replied, quote, "Ain't nothing going on, coach." Thompson looked at Jobe a little surprised, said, quote, "Yeah, I can tell there ain't nothing to you. I'd like to help you be somebody." After much talk with his parents, Jobe knew he couldn't turn down this wonderful offer. He was going to be the first out of his 15 brothers and sisters to attend college, and in 1952, Jobe would enroll at Fisk University. College was a big wake-up call for Jobe, as he struggled mightily through his first year on and off the court. Jobe recalls getting a 2 out of 100 on his first test taken, almost causing him to drop out. With the help of his friends, family, and coaches, Ben would soon find his way. Ben earned all Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference honors his junior and senior seasons and graduated from Fisk in 1956 with a bachelor's degree. After graduating, Jobe's basketball career would take a turn for the better. He no longer would be suiting up, playing in games. He was now going to be coaching in them. Jobe got his first coaching opportunity in 1958 at Cameron High School. His first and only team there won 24 games, which was a school record. It wasn't easy being a black coach during this time, as the civil rights movement was in the heat of its effect. After his tenure at Cameron, the times got so bad that Jobe decided to leave the country for a few years. Jobe wound up taking a head coaching job all the way in West Africa in Sierra Leone, where he would be the coach of a junior college basketball team. Jobe would find success immediately, leading his junior college team to back-to-back undefeated seasons. Ben returned to the States with a different outlook on America. He was determined to put his stamp on the civil rights movement and make a name for himself and all black college coaches around the nation. In 1963, during the heart of the movement, Jobe fled to Knoxville, Tennessee to do post-grad work at the University of Tennessee. He devoted himself to study while the world was in crazy times. He wanted to become more educated for the civil rights battle. Jobe experienced much success at Tennessee, even on a campus of 30,000 plus, being only one of 4 total blacks. One November morning, Ben's professor canceled class. Shortly after, it was found out that President Kennedy had been shot and the whole nation was in disarray. Racism was at an all-time high. The tension was so bad the administration had to gather up the blacks and lock them in a dorm under protective custody. For 3 days, they were under guard. Ben said, quote, "As soon as they let us out, I left." 1968 was a pivotal year for the 35-year-old coach, personally, professionally, and culturally. Assassinations and riots, the rise of Black Power movement, the escalating war in Vietnam, violent protests, desertants, dropouts all played a role in where Jobe ended up. Ben inherited an essentially bankrupt basketball program at the helm of one of the oldest and proudest historically black colleges and universities, South Carolina State University. He wasn't alone, though. He had his wife Regina, his faith, and his extreme belief in his system, which he learned from John B. McClendon Jr., which he called the father of black basketball, one of the most significant figures of the past century for all basketball and for social justice and racial equality. Mr. McClendon's system came straight from Mr. Naismith, the inventor of basketball. During his tenure at South Carolina State University, Jobe would earn many accolades. At State, he produced 5 NAIA playoff teams, finalists in 1970 and 73. He was also voted NAIA District 6 Coach of the Year in 1968 and a 5-time Colleges of South Carolina Coach of the Year. After much success at South Carolina State University, Coach considered retiring from the game. Not long after, Ben got some big news that he had to pay attention to. He got a call from the NAACP in 1972. Some marquee schools in the South wanted a black assistant coach. When Jobe said he would take the job, University of South Carolina came calling. Legendary coach Frank McGuire, arguably one of the preeminent coaches of his day at one of the most visible programs in the South, if not the entire nation, wanted Jobe to be an assistant for his South Carolina Gamecocks team. Soon after taking the job, Jobe would learn the real meaning of power. This job would help him out for many years to come, thanks to Coach McGuire. He was one of the first coaches to encourage statewide television stations to broadcast their games, also the one who started to huddle with all the coaches during timeouts. These things put Jobe on a more national scene. He got complimentary letters from all over the world, getting invitations to speak at schools and to coaching organizations. The Gamecocks made it to the NCAA tournament 3 years in a row after their national championship in 1971, giving Ben his first taste at the big dance. Soon after, another milestone would occur in Ben's life. He got called up to the NBA's Denver Nuggets to be the assistant in charge of player development and also bring Coach McClendon's system to the Nuggets. This job was short-lived. Ben didn't like the pro culture and the overt racism he received. In 1986, he went back to the start of the struggle, Louisiana, to take the helm of Southern University Jaguars, which was one of the best-known HBCUs in the country. Jobe admitted it was the only time he's ever chased money, making him the highest-paid black coach in the country. Jobe experienced his most successful years coaching while at Southern. He stayed there until 1996, later returned in 2001 for 2 more seasons before retiring from college basketball in 2003. He finished with a 209 and 141 record in 12 seasons at Southern, 4 NCAA tournament appearances, won the Southwestern Athletic Conference Championship 11 times. His most memorable moment as a college coach came in the first round of the 1993 NCAA tournament, where his Southern University Jaguars defeated the ACC champions and one of the overall tournament favorites, Georgia Tech, 93-78. That year, he was led by former NBA Coach of the Year, Avery Johnson. Throughout his entire coaching career, Ben Jobe had one common theme: winning. He ran the full-court offense he inherited from McClendon. Nobody could guard it when it was ran correctly. That's why he and McClendon won 70% of their games, nearly 1,100 victories between the two. Coach Jobe believed all he needed to win was 3 players, a point guard and 2 wing players who could shoot. He believed in movement off the ball and attack as soon as you get possession of the ball. He wanted to get a shot off every 8 seconds. Whether it's having a national award named after him, which is the award given to the best minority coach in Division I, or starring in an ESPN film all about the struggle during the civil rights movement for minorities playing sports, Ben Jobe will always be remembered as an influential winner, on and off the court. From a Nashville high school to Africa to progressively more illustrious positions at black schools throughout the South, to groundbreaking at a southeastern university, to a predominantly white university out west, to the pros, to one of the well-known college basketball programs of today, Ben was a winner at every stop.